Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zymox, and I'm your chief show attendant. On behalf of the two hosts and the rest of the crew, welcome aboard Weird Wednesday Flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be at about 2 hours, and we'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position, and that your seatbelt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride.
Good evening.
Hey.
What's happening?
I was just reading a comment from Meg. She's looking to have a handmade crystal ring made. She was asking the best crystal for overall protection and anxiety, so I was trying to think real quick. What crystal do you think would be
For what and what?
overall anxiety and protection?
A Xanax ring? No, seriously. Hmm. My, I always, my favorite crystals are clear quartz, rose quartz, and black tourmaline.
That's always my go-to also.
The ones I always go to. I like moldavite. I don't know if that would be good for anxiety. That might cause anxiety, maybe.
I'm trying to remember. I was just reading about some good anxiety crystals the other day.
Yeah, like Christina says, I like rose quartz. That's like one of my favorites. I every time I go in the crystal shop, I'm like a magnet. I'm just pulled to rose quartz for some
Yeah.
reason. I like amethyst too, but rose quartz always does it.
Let's see. Solidite, howlite. Oh, moonstone. Moonstone's a good one. And rose quartz came up. What stone calls to you? Black onyx is good. That's a good protection.
Yeah, Debbie, moldavite does some tricky stuff. It's expensive as hell too. But
Is it?
when I put that in my hand, I can feel it vibrating and heating up.
Yeah, Lori. I've always got at least one piece of amethyst on. since we're doing sessions tonight, I've got my little Wonder Woman cuff on here.
Uh-huh.
Well, it could be rainbow quartz, slowry, or rainbow moonstone. Rainbow moonstone here. Strapped and ready.
There you go. Yeah, Tiger has a good one too.
My sister had got this one for me for Christmas. I don't know if it's obsidian or onyx, I can't remember, but it's got tiger's eye and hematite in it also. But it's an anxiety and not anxiety, but like to keep negativity away and everything. I really like this one.
Yeah, I got a bunch of crystals on my shelf up here. I got a couple of crystal skulls that are tiger's eye, and then this chunk of it.
Nice.
Yeah, tiger's eye.
Oh, it's got the stripes on all sides, huh?
Yeah.
That's a really nice piece. Did you get that from your friend's shop?
Yep.
Gotta have her come on.
Yeah. Yeah, she'd be a cool guest for sure. She got to know about rocks. Does anybody use any kind of ultraviolet light for that's like freaking my camera out big time.
Yeah, it is. My tattoo used to show under the ultraviolet. What are you using it for your rocks?
That, and I just use it when I go on investigations and stuff. If I'm taking pictures and stuff, I've been using it to kind of light up a dark hallway or whatever.
How's that been working?
It works pretty good.
You know, we used to have that in one of our arsenal bins. I know Jeff had a ultraviolet little flashlight. Actually, it was for Halloween, but we had a flashlight too, like a little one that he would experiment with here and there.
Yeah. You know, it's always good if you're looking for blood and stuff too. So.
Or checking out like your hotel room.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Lay down.
Yeah.
As if you need the flashlight.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, look at that bedspread.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Looks like the Disneyland light parade in there.
Yeah.
That's why I always bring my Go pillow.
Yeah. Yeah, aquamarine's another good one for calming qualities. I like that one as well.
Yeah, it is.
Plus, it's just pretty.
It's just really pretty.
It's just really pretty. I like them pretty crystals. Send them skulls your way, huh, Meg? No, Wolfie, I didn't see any of the race last week. Not a second of it. I didn't see. I don't. Yeah, I was playing music all last weekend, so I was just doing that pretty much, concentrating on that all weekend, trying to make a little money.
I have a piece of smoky quartz here that I actually found in where I used to go in California, and I polished that. It was a big old chunk.
Yeah, those euphylite rocks are cool. I sent Jamie one that glows. I don't know if it's a Uperlite rock, but it's a weird one.
I thought they said it was a glowing pebble.
Yeah, natural glow. Yeah, the Uperlite. I don't know. It's hard to find info about this thing.
What it is that what this is? The same thing?
I don't know exactly. I think with those came, if I remember, they came from, was it Africa?
Yeah, Africa.
Yeah.
The beaches of Africa. And then it's supposed to glow stronger if you meditate with it.
Yeah.
They say that you can get it to, and I haven't tried it yet, glow brighter. I haven't seen it under a UV light yet, though.
Yeah. I got one of these. Let me grab one. Alien eggs.
Mm-hmm. So I said if I wouldn't have known that, the sunlight from the window would have started naturally charging it. And then at night, I would have started being like, wait a second, what? It's glowing on the nightstand.
Yeah, I almost didn't tell you when I sent that, and then I figured you'd be like, why did they send me this little river rock?
No, I thought it was like a cool vibe to it, though. I'm like, this is a pretty cool little hands, like pocket stone. Because it is, it's like the perfect kind of like thought stone,
Yeah.
you know? This, believe it or not, is, oh, dang. That, I thought it was glowing. You just put that on your UV light is why, huh?
Yeah.
Dang it, I've just got like a flashlight that's running out of juice. Yeah, find yours, Rob.
Yeah, this one's Darcy's. I got two of them, and I sent you one, and mine has come up disappearing.
Your rock?
Yeah. It's probably over there.
Oh, I didn't know that. I meant find your Zener cards. I was too lazy to type back.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I didn't know you lost your rock.
I lost my rock.
Maybe something's holding it for you for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's going to a port.
Yep. My Moldavite's disappeared several times.
Hey, can't you just shine a flashlight then around your room until it glows? To find it?
Yeah, I could.
Like a UV light?
Yeah.
Like just keep on like holding it in certain spots for a little bit. Go until like it starts to glow. Unless it's like behind the bed or something.
Yeah.
This is the crystal here that started all my rock hounding addictions. I found it out in Gold Country. Just a flat piece of rock, you know, with little crystals on it.
Yeah.
And I was walking through a parking lot, you know, where it's just a bunch of like tailings from the mines that they throw out there. And I was like, whoa, look, that crystal's just right on the ground like that, you know?
Yeah.
And then I started looking into stuff. I'm like, it's like digging for treasures. Like, I was addicted to rock hounding for a while.
Yeah.
I still have about 3 5-gallon buckets full of raw rock out there with, I'm all getting excited, with chalcedony and all sorts of stuff. Waiting to be polished, tons of quartz. I have a mine out in Nevada where you get like these museum crystal points. I had a double headed scepter crystal,
Nice.
like 2 sides, and then they had the phantom quartz on the inside of it. But my ex-husband kept that.
Ah. Yeah, those stones, the one I have, the one Jamie has, I got them from the little crystal shop here in town that my friend has. But they're just natural glowing pebbles. I think they're found in Africa. I'm not 100% sure on that.
That's what the card said that
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah. They make glow stones or whatever for like driveways and all that kind of look like these, but these are actual natural. They're not handmade ones.
Yeah, that said they did all those different testings on them.
Yeah, they did all this testing in the lab and they couldn't figure out exactly what they were. But they said they weren't radioactive, so that's good. At least not a lot, anyway. Yeah, fossils. I've been wanting to plan a fossil trip for a while now, for way too long.
You've probably got some good spots out by you.
Yeah, there's a few here. Like I had to go do a couple Uber runs a week ago or whatever, and basically I was picking up a friend of mine to her work, but I was a little bit early, and I just pulled over off the side of the road where there's all these power lines, and they have all these white rocks that are down the road to the power lines, kind of like almost kind of like the rocks on the side of railroad tracks or whatever. And I just pulled off down in there and all those rocks, and I pulled my window down and was just looking outside the window, driving real slow, and I was finding like fossilized, um,
The clams.
yeah, like scallops or clams or whatever.
Yeah,
About that big.
that's awesome.
Found like 5 or 6 of them, and like 5. There's tons of them. There's tons of them there.
And the rock too, if it's like that slaty kind of rock, you can like chisel it open, and then there'll be like stuff inside, like snails. And
Yeah.
I found this fossilized shell out here in California. For this slug shell to get that big in general
Yeah.
is pretty crazy. And then for it to be fossilized like that, this is like way old.
Yeah. I know there was one place, Wolfie, online that I think was on Etsy that was selling these, and they were like $25 or something. I can get them here at the crystal shop here in my town, and they're, I don't know, $15, $16, something like that. She has a couple different sizes. I think these are 15 or 15, and then the bigger ones are.
Let me see. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, about the same size as the one you have. But yeah, going to where I want to go fossil hunting. They find stuff like this all the time.
That is on my bucket list of things that I would just go insane if I found.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, that's like the holy grail of fossil finding.
Yeah, they're pricey for a little stone. They're, like I say, they're really hard to find. They're kind of rare.
That's what it said, that they're rare. Because I pictured like just like what in like the beaches in Africa, could you see it from space? Then like at nighttime, like all these like kind of like when they have the algae blooms in the ocean,
Yeah.
and it looks all green.
Yeah, the Euperlite stones. Great. Now my battery in my mouse just popped up. Your battery in your
Every
mouse.
time.
Oh, yeah. Never happens unless I'm doing a show.
Because it runs, you need to charge it by now. It runs out of juice by Wednesday.
Yep. So I'm going to be mouseless for a moment or two. Yeah, they're a little pricey, but they're cool, so that makes up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, another cool thing I have. Where the hell is it? I don't know. Let me back in. Yeah, it is.
Debbie.
This is a rock I found in 1987 when I went to Costa Rica. You ever heard of those all the spears in Costa Rica?
Mm-mm.
Some really big, huge ones. There's small ones. There's some that are like the size of bowling balls. And I have this one.
What is it? What is it?
It's a round rock.
It just grows like that?
No, I don't know. Nobody really knows. If you just Google Costa Rica spheres or whatever, you'll find a ton of info on them. And when I was the first year I went to Costa Rica was 1987, and yeah, Debbie, I do need to set myself a reminder to charge my shit. I went there in 1987, and there's one of these things. Well, first I found this just walking through the jungle, basically. And I was like, whoa, that's weird. A round rock, And I picked it up, threw it in my bag. I really didn't think anything of it. And then when I went into town, into San Jose, later in the week, there's a huge one, like big, giant one. And I started kind of seeing them like all over around parks and stuff. And yeah, they're just found in Costa Rica. Nobody knows. I mean, they're obviously carved. I don't think they grew like that. Somebody made them, but they don't really know who made them, as far as I know. Maybe there's.
It looks like a big fishing weight, but you just found it randomly in a jungle. Someone just like carves rocks and goes chunking them around. Like, someone's going to pick this up and think that's cool.
I don't know. They're hundreds, thousands of years. I don't know exactly how old it is. I just thought it was cool when I found it, and I threw it in my backpack. And then I started kind of seeing them around Costa Rica. And
like other people having them, or you found more?
No, this is the only one I found.
So like you would just see them like in town other places?
Yeah, like some places had these real big ones that were kind of on display that had been found, somewhere, and they're like, in town, like a prominent park or whatever on display. And
what if it's left over from the aliens, like alien pellets? Like they suck all the minerals out of the earth, for their metals, and then they like emit back out like these stone pellet poops.
Yeah, it could be a alien poop. I don't know.
Like UFO alien poop.
It's weird. I'm putting my UV light on it right now. And it's weird. I'm seeing like green and orange and white and blue.
Is it like pitted looking?
Kind of. I don't know if you can't really see it on the camera. It just shows it purple, but there's these weird specks of weird, crazy colors that are showing up in it. I have no idea how old it is or what it is, and I'm probably not supposed to have it, like taking it from another country.
Oh yeah.
But I'm an outlaw, so.
Kind of like you don't take the lava rocks from Hawaii.
No, it doesn't smell. It smells like a rock, Wolfie.
If you put it in a sock, you have one heck of a little weapon.
Yeah, man. Definitely take somebody out. But yeah, I've had it ever since 1987.
That's awesome.
thought it was kind of weird. But yeah, if you Google spheres in Costa Rica, a ton of stuff pops
I'm
up.
gonna know.
Smells like a rock. So I have this weird kind of vibey music playing in the background.
I noticed that.
And that is coming from a new app that I'm beta testing right now. It's for Matt Payne. And I figure, hey, what better place to beta test it than live on the show, right? I'm not going to say the name of it yet because I don't know if Matt wants that out because I just talked to him today. And I don't know if I should show it or say the name of it because it might change. But you'll get to hear it. And this is, it's got a little button on it for the music, like if you want to do a 3 or 5 minute kind of meditation thing before a session.
He always thinks of such cool details.
Yeah.
You know what? It could be a hunting stone because that does make sense.
Yeah, I mean,
It's kind of like a little cannonball.
That's kind of what kind of what I thought. But like I say, there's some of these things that are like, 4 feet around. They're huge. Like that was a hunting stone. That was one big ass hunter.
It was to take out a pterodactyl.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to need 30 seconds, though, real quick before we start a session, if you want to get that started.
This is what it says on a quick Google search for Wikipedia about the Costa Rica. The stone spheres of Costa Rica are an assortment of over 300 petrospheres found in Costa Rica, located in the Dickies Delta. I don't know how to say that one. On the Ala de Cano. Locally, they are known as bolas de piedra, literally stone balls. I hate when you get those. These are commonly attributed to the extinct Dickies culture and are sometimes referred to as Dickies spheres. They're best known stone sculptures of the, they got a lot of weird words in here, Isthmo-Colombian era, and they're thought to have been placed in lines along the approach of houses or chiefs, but their exact significance remains uncertain.
Houses of Chiefs?
Yep.
Ooh, the energy on that, Rob.
Yeah. Yeah, did I put some funky mojo on me when I found this and threw it in my backpack and came home?
I mean, who knows what could be in that?
I had some pretty wicked dreams on that trip.
I bet you did. What were you
Wicked.
doing in Costa Rica?
The archaeological findings date back to the Aquas Buenas period, 300 to 800 CE. So it's pretty damn old.
Did you have the dreams before you found it or after?
I think it was after. I never really thought about, just finding a rock. And, but yeah, I think it was after. So who knows? Maybe I brought back the Costa Rican mojo.
All the energy around the home. Whoever had it before.
The project proposed in 2011 to declare the spheres as a national symbol of the country was approved. So yeah, I'm probably not supposed to have this, but it was 1987. So.
You were probably supposed to turn it into the city commerce.
Spheres range in size from a few centimeters to over 2 meters, 6.6 feet in diameter, and weigh up to 15 tons. It shows some pictures. There's a lot of info on these things out there because they found a bunch of them.
I wonder if size meant something too as far as ranking.
Yeah, that chief's got some big ass balls back then.
Yeah, so like the one that has like the 15-pound, ton balls.
Yeah.
He was like the head chief in charge.
So maybe I just, I was out in the jungle when I found this, and maybe, it was just some kind of little no-name chief because he had small balls. But
That is really cool. That is a really cool find.
yeah, not everybody has stone spears from Costa Rica.
I'd never heard of it until just now. I did not know about that.
Is my mic a little bit louder now?
Yeah. Like my ears just popped. Ooh, Christina.
That's pretty freaky.
Wow. What would it say?
Yeah, that big megalodon tooth that I have, my cousin gave me that, and he found it, and he's found all kinds of crazy stuff. His shark tooth collection. He's got, I don't know how many of those megalodon teeth he has. He's got a ton of them, and all kinds of other stuff. And he's found he has he found and has a couple of skulls that you're not supposed to have human remains, but he found them diving, and they're, I don't know.
Diving where?
I think it was down in the Keys, maybe. I'm not sure. It may have been around here.
Pirate skulls.
Yeah, they're really old. I mean, they're like petrified old.
Is he like Indiana Jones?
Yeah, he is. This guy goes all over the world. He's pretty amazing.
Wow.
He was at my house on a Wednesday afternoon, and he was like, "Yeah, I tried to retire." He said, "I did retire, and they keep calling me, and I keep raising the price, and I haven't hit the limit yet." He like works on these big, like multi-billion-dollar yachts and stuff, and they keep calling him back, and he keeps raising the price, and they don't even blink an eye. I'm like,
What does he do?
He kind of captains, engineers, kind of all around type of guy. But yeah, he's in charge of these billion-dollar yachts.
For rich people or charter?
For like super rich people.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he gets a lot of opportunities to go.
Yeah, he's away way more than he's home. And but yeah, he was at my house on a Wednesday, and I gave him a bunch of old bottles that I had, and he gave me this Meg tooth, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll get a call," and I take off for a job, and I'll be gone for 3 or 4 months. And the next morning, he was on his way to Milan on a plane. He called him when he got home, and he was like, "All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you when I see you."
That is what. Is he married?
He's been with the same girl for, I don't think they're married, but yeah, he's been with the same girl for a long time. And when he gets home, they're like right now, I think he got home. I want to say God, I don't know where they're at right now. They took off somewhere. They go to the Keys a lot, and he's like all over the place. He's never home. Even when he comes home, they go somewhere. So
Well, at least he has a home base.
Yeah. Yeah. Human skulls in your house. Could be weird. So yeah, like we were talking earlier, there was some drama about the one of the latest Ghost Box sessions. I hear.
Yes. One of our ITC members who did an interview tonight, I didn't get to hear it, with Rocky and Kim on World Ghost Radio. They were talking about just that and what the appropriate grieving period should be for, I guess doing these sessions. It comes up every time people have a close tie to somebody, like remember what happened with the Constantinos and
Yeah.
Robin Williams,
Yeah. Yeah, I always think about that, like, when friends of mine died, not somebody that's famous or whatever, but friends of mine or whatever, whoever dies. I don't know. I kind of agree that I think the first 48 hours or so might be a good time to contact somebody.
That's what I think. I think, we do these sessions on, all different people, and you don't have a emotional tie to them. And they all have families and things like that too. And it's always different when it's, you're actually part of that grieving process.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, if people are being respectful and leaving and not trying to summons, I think it's like if you're opening a line and it's like, okay, if you've got something you want to say, you can say it right now. Then, if someone's passing and it is a good time for them to communicate, they can come through and deliver that message. I don't see a harm in it. Maybe trying to summon somebody and be really pushy about it.
Yeah. I mean, my take on, is everybody does ICT differently. There's no rules. Some people say there might be rules. There's no rules. There's no, everybody's going to do it the way they want to do it. And if you don't like the way somebody's doing it, well, don't watch it. It's just like politics or anything. My view on that is, I got friends that say stuff I don't agree with. And I'm like, well, that's your take on it. Whatever. It's cool. I don't have to agree with you. I still like you. So I don't know. A lot of people freak out. But if I turn the radio on and there's something on it that I don't want to hear, I turn the damn channel. It's that easy. It's gone. I don't listen to it anymore.
Exactly.
I mean, there's people that do podcasts and stuff, and some of the stuff I'm like, man, they're right on the money, and some of the stuff I'm like, this guy's full of crap, and I turn the channel.
And every culture has different beliefs on, on death and grieving and everything too. So it's hard to say, well, whose belief is right.
Yeah. I mean, that's unfortunately, especially nowadays, that's the way the world is, everybody has an opinion, but some people's opinion is like the golden rule. And if you go against it, well, you're just a shithead. I'm just like, hey, that's your opinion. Cool. Whatever. I mean, if I don't like it, I don't listen to it. If I don't want to watch it, I don't watch it. I don't get all butthurt about it and go on a freaking rant and start calling people names.
I certainly don't have enough time to sit and watch all the things that I'm interested in that I want to watch and reply to. I don't have time to go trolling around for stuff that pisses me off and makes me so miserable and unhappy that I have to spend 3 hours, to a
Yeah.
bunch of people.
Yep.
I just scroll on by. I might shake my head and say something under my breath, but that's about it.
Yep.
Little eye roll.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that are great, ITC researchers, whatever name you want to give it, and some of the stuff I love, and other stuff I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pass on that, whatever. But I don't let it, freak me out.
Yeah. There's plenty of other things to freak out about.
But with all that being said, my opinion, you know what opinions are like. Everybody has them, and I do kind of think, and it's not just that I think, like the story I told last week when my grandfather died, and my mom and me were talking about it, and we got to go tell, her mom, my grandmother. And we went in an hour or two later and told her that we were gonna tell her that my grandfather had passed away. And she already knew because she said he came in and sat with her and talked to her and held her hand. So that's one of the things that leads my opinion, and only mine, that maybe it is a good time to try to contact somebody, within the first, 12, 40, 24, 48 hours, whatever. I might be full of crap. I might be right. I don't know. That's just what I feel. So, yeah, everybody knows that.
I lost YouTube chat a while ago. I'm having issues right now. So, I don't know if there's a bunch of stuff in YouTube or not.
Yeah, I'm seeing some of them come through on this lovely StreamYard. So what's cool about it shows me both. Because right now I don't have Facebook or YouTube open. I'm just doing everything off StreamYard tonight.
I have Facebook, but I'm having issues on this computer. This computer keeps wanting me to have to re-sign into my Google, which means 3-step notifications that I don't want to do right now.
Yeah. Exactly, Debbie. Everybody knows now. Damn it.
Knows what?
My opinion.
Oh.
I'm assuming that's what you meant. Yeah, Christina, I've had that, like that story about my grandfather. Another one that I've told, you guys have probably heard. I'm like the old guy that starts repeating himself now, but another incident of that is I came home one night, and this house I used to live in over on the beach side had a big back porch, and it was all like enclosed and had glass and everything, these big plate glass windows. And I came home one night and I walked in my living room, and where the living room was, you could look right out these other big glass windows out to the porch and see the porch. It was like the same size width-wise as the living room. And I looked out and I saw one of my friends standing outside, like outside in the yard, looking in at me. And at first it freaked me out. And then I realized who it was. And I was like, what the hell, dude? Why are you in my backyard? I'm like, talking to him through the window. And he just stood there looking at me and just like kind of waved at me. And then he was gone. And I was like, the hell, and I went outside and I walked around the house looking for him. He was nowhere to be found. And I'm thinking, the hell, man? What's wrong with you, dude? What? You just trying to freak me out or what? And I don't know. It was like 30 minutes, an hour later, the phone rings and it's one of my friends. And he was telling me that the friend that I saw standing outside my window had been killed earlier that night in a car wreck. And it was like, it wasn't like a ghostly, it wasn't an apparition. It was a solid, I thought it was my friend standing there. There was no ifs, ands, or buts, no hesitation. I thought I was looking at my buddy standing there waving at me. And it kind of freaked me out. But there again, maybe he was just like stopping by to say, hey, I'm dead. See you later. I don't know. But it was weird. And even when, I got the phone call and they told me there's two of my friends that had been killed in that car wreck. And I only saw the one. And it was weird because I was a little closer to him than the other one. I was friends with both of them, but, I'd hang out with the guy I saw a little bit more. And I don't know, just weird. I mean, there was no question in my mind that I saw my friend. I know exactly who it was. And it, like I said, it wasn't ghostly, misty looking see-through or nothing. It was it was like he was standing there. So there's another notch on the whatever that kind of makes me believe that when somebody passes, maybe it is easier to talk to them. Maybe they're still hanging out for a few minutes. Maybe they got some unfinished business. Maybe they want to stop by and freak their friend out through his back porch window. Who knows? Yeah. When I got the phone call, I was like, okay, now they're really screwing with me. But then I realized it was real. And then I was a little freaked out.
My mom has gotten some phone calls from people, like my grandpa when he had passed. She gets a phone call and then he's like, and when she called back, she found out from the EMTs that answered that he had been in a coma at the bottom of the stairs and passed away. That was impossible. That he had just called her.
Yeah.
But and it makes me wonder if, like, did it come through while he had fallen down the stairs and hit his head and went into a coma and then died. And I thought, when the call came, was he in the coma at that point, or was it when he passed?
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. And let's see the other thing too. That's another touchy subject that, I've mentioned before, like doing ghost box sessions outside a hospital or something. I've always been intrigued by the people that they're not dead. Maybe they're in a coma or something. Maybe they're in an unconscious state, and I've always been interested to see if they can come through the ghost box, because they're, you see whatever movies and stuff about people that are, they're in a coma, they're in a unconscious state, but they can hear what's going on. They just can't react to it. And I'm thinking, well, maybe there's some sort of spiritual energy or something that maybe they can react to it that way. So I'm like interested in that. And, it's a touchy subject because, some people, that person's family members, they might freak out if they know there's this weirdo outside trying to talk to their husband or wife or brother or sister or kid in a coma, But at the same time, if they do actually come through, maybe they wouldn't freak out. But I don't ever do it, and I always do it in secrecy.
Yeah, you got to be like kind of stealth-like.
Yeah.
We can't reply to the live comments in StreamYard, though, can we?
No,
do we just see it?
I can. I think.
I can write in private chat, and I can read live comments in here, but I don't see a spot to reply.
Yeah, down at the bottom on mine it says all.
Yeah, I don't get a thing.
Yeah, it just popped up for me. I can.
I bet that's what. Well, I could not.
Yeah, I know different energies and stuff affect people differently too.
How do you mean?
I don't know, just reading some of the
Energies from what?
just reading some of the comments and stuff.
Oh,
And they're like coming through. I'm trying to get them on the screen, but they're like flying by me. Um, like one place, I was saying last week when I used to go, or maybe it was on Paranormal Soup. I get them confused. Um, but I go the one cemetery that Sam and me would go to. When I would go to the right side of that cemetery for a good like 3 or 4 months of last year, that I would get like really sick feeling. I'd be fine, feel great, and then all of a sudden I'd go to that side and all of a sudden I'd get like dizzy and nauseous and just really just sick, feel like I was gonna just barf everywhere, and I'd have to leave. And as soon as I left that side of the cemetery, I'd be fine. And that's when I had that weird attachment thing to me, and it was not a good time at all.
wow.
I was really starting to freak out because it was affecting me like physically and mentally,
Like your sleep and everything too?
everything. My whole, just everything. And there's another cemetery that I've been to a few times, and I was talking to it's the drummer in one of my bands. He's a archaeologist. If I said that right. And he goes around to all different properties and stuff, and does like surveys them and does stuff, and he's kind of into the paranormal stuff. He's got some really freaky stories too, stuff he's experienced at a house like less than a mile from my house here. um, that's a whole nother story though. But he was talking to me about this one cemetery I asked him about, and he's like, "There's," he goes, "I know it sounds weird." He goes, "But do you ever like go to a place, a cemetery or something, and get like a weird feeling?" And I said, "Is it in the back of the cemetery, all the way to the back to the left?" And he's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "I was just there, like, when I was talking to him, I had been there like the previous week, and Sam and me were walking around just taking pictures and stuff. And I went to the very back part of the cemetery, to the back left-hand corner of it. And next thing I know, I'm like, I got tears coming down my face and stuff. It's like something just like came over me, and
Taking over you.
yeah, and I've been there a couple of times. When I go to the back left-hand corner of the cemetery, it's something that's just really sad to me back there, and there's like nothing there, other than a few markers and stuff. I mean, he did tell me that there are a bunch of people buried there that don't have markers,
Oh,
but yeah, it's weird.
that's how I would get on the train car that Jeff and I would go to, where the people, had the train crash and the fire and everything. And just this one area of it, I'd just get super, super emotional.
Yeah. And it's weird. I mean, what is that? Yeah.
I think they wanted me to feel their sadness. I think they wanted me to feel what they went through.
Yeah.
They made us feel it too. Like
Yeah.
they took us on the whole journey. We have it all on video of the whole situation. It was crazy. All
Yeah.
in one little train car.
Wow.
And then the pictures he had taken of me, like, well, because I didn't want him like recording, because I started getting like real, like tears just coming out. I just was like desperately sad. And he had taken pictures of me up there and everything. And on all the pictures during that time, my face was blurred out. Just my face. Everything else was fine, but my face was blurred.
Yeah, Christina, I definitely think I have some empath traits, abilities, whatever you want to call it.
I'd say.
So I was just talking to one of my friends today about energy that sometimes I pick up on people, living people, and doesn't happen very often, but it's happened. I met somebody a year ago, and I didn't know anything about him, nothing really, and shook their hand and was like, ugh, right away. Like it was like wham, got hit with this funk. And that's happened a couple of times. And yeah, there's my whatever it is, empathic, gut feeling, intuition, whatever, has always been right. Yeah, my friend that I was talking to today said she just went in a place and these 3 people came in there, and she just got a really uneasy, really bad feeling about it. Like they were either gonna do something or they had done something, and she was like, "That never happens to me. What is that?" Because I just wanted to get the hell out of there. Like, yeah, when that happens, you should listen to it because it's usually not right.
Yeah. That almost looked like if I screenshot right there, I might be able to see something in that puff.
Uh, wow, that's a trip.
Wow. Like everything from your pockets would end up in the ground? No.
Yeah, like I was saying before, when we go out to the cemetery here, we've been leaving like some Cohens or something on my uncle's grave site. He was he ran the Cohen Club here when he was alive, obviously. But we put our like birth date pennies on there and found the year that he died and put one of those on there.
That's awesome. Are they ever still there when you go back?
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah, I've been in several graveyards around here and found like, money or something. And I'm not taking it.
Heck no. Nothing. Nothing. Not even the smallest trinket should come out of a graveyard.
Yeah.
Oh, the karma.
There is graveyard dirt that has been brought into my house
Now
by
the dirt,
someone that I won't say.
the dirt is different than like if a
Yeah.
family member leaves something for somebody.
Yeah.
I just have really strong feelings about anybody taking something that was left for somebody.
Yeah.
The dirt, dirt schmert.
But we also take a lot of stuff there too and leave it. It was cool. Sam was at the one right down the street from my house here, I don't know, a week or so ago, and she took a bunch of pictures, but she dug up a bunch of like conch shells, and there was this really cool piece of coral and she saw it like sticking out of the ground by this really old, you know, marker or whatever tombstone.
Oh, like,
And it was something that somebody had brought, you know, and left, and she dug them up out of the ground and cleaned them off and put them back.
oh, love it.
Yeah, I took some pictures of them.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
There's a ton of like, you know, big conch shells and stuff down there, and
Yeah, I was, hanging out in a cemetery with like a friend a long time ago. And then we come back and she has like this little fairy thing. And she's showing it to me like, where'd that come from? She's like, we're at the cemetery. I'm like, no, you have to put it back. She's like, what's the big deal? I'm like, dude, no, we have to go back and put that back. That's so messed up.
yeah. Yeah, well, V, I'm a weirdo. I've been hanging out in graveyards since I was a little kid.
My mom grew up in Coma out here, and that's all cemeteries. It's like a whole cemetery town. So her and her cousins, they all grew up in cemeteries too.
Yeah. I mean, where my house is right now, there is 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 cemeteries within a mile from where I live.
Lots of hide and seek.
And even as a little kid, in an early teen, I never went in the graveyard and screwed anything up like some of these asshats do around
Me
here.
neither. Even in my biggest hooligan years, have I done anything or been with a group that would do something like that?
Yeah,
They do some pretty bad stuff.
yeah, yeah. There was one kid that would hang out with us, and once, yeah, he was running around the graveyard and like getting a little crazy and being a little disrespectful, and like I remember all of us like jumped his shit big time, and he never did that again. And there was some, you know, it was nothing that anybody taught me or, you know, lectured me about, or it was just something in me that was like, this is not cool.
Like your moral turpitude.
Yeah. And if I am disrespectful in here and like do any kind of vandalism or steal anything, that shit's gonna haunt me for the rest of my life. So I never did it. It was just the little warning went off. It was like, don't do that.
Your conscience. You have a conscience.
Wow.
Wow.
It's a rare thing these days.
Yeah, it is.
Morals and conscience and respect. Yeah, we played hide and seek in the graveyard. Yeah, stealing something off a kid's grave. That's like a double express ticket straight to hell.
Like, who does that? Oh, wow.
Oh wow! See, there you go. These flowers are pretty. I'm gonna take them. No, nobody's gonna miss them. Whoa! Got pushed down the steps. Who
But
knows?
these, she said that they would actually throw the flowers out.
Yeah,
Well, that's crazy. That's creepy.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of going to wakes or funerals myself, even though I've been to tons of them, and way too many that I've been to. And I remember one of my last friends that passed away. I went to his whatever viewing wake, whatever it is, and like everybody was getting, going up front. It was an open casket thing, and I got like 3/4 of the way up there, and I was just like, I can't do this. It's like did a U-turn and started walking out, and my friends are like, "What are you doing, man? Where are you going?" I'm like, no.
Oh, I would kiss my relatives on the forehead and things. I just didn't like to go because I don't like seeing everybody sad. Like I can't stand seeing my family hurt and people, like hurt like that.
Yeah,
And being in that room, it's like, and seeing everybody hurting so bad, like eats me apart inside.
yeah,
I mean, I still go. That there's only been like one I didn't go to because it was just so horrible that I just couldn't bear seeing everybody heart like sad from it. I couldn't,
yeah,
and that was my uncle's. Because my cousin was still young, and it's like he just lost his dad. Like I couldn't comprehend that at that time, and look at him and feel it. Absorb all that sadness.
yeah, yeah. I had been to so many funerals and stuff in the last couple of years that I was just like, when my friend died, I didn't want to go up there and see him and just remember him in a freaking casket looking like that. I would just rather remember him the way he used to be. Same with my aunt. She just passed away several months back, and it was the same thing. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna remember I don't need to go up there and look at her.
And that's like like when I felt guilty about not going to that one service, I thought, but I still in my heart, you know
Yeah,
I still went through the process. It's just I
yeah,
didn't do it in front of a bunch of people, and he wasn't even really, I think, even there because of what happened. I don't know if he would have been probably not in a cast. I don't know,
yeah,
but every that's a really personal thing, and the way people handle their grieving and death is different for everybody, and I think that's a very, very personal thing.
yeah. I mean, everybody handles it differently, and again, I mean, who am I to say somebody else isn't handling it right? Whatever.
As long as they're handling it.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
or I also think spirits can cause us to like have accidents, like fall down the stairs. Maybe they can't like on their own have the force to kill me, but it can do something to like make the cat freak out in front of me as I'm walking down the stairs and break my neck.
yeah,
Or I think they can scare us scare us to death, when people feel like they're having a heart attack, and
yeah,
where the term scared to death came from. I think they can mess with our heartbeats and our breathing, our lungs.
yeah. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, when I had, several people told me that I had some sort of spirit attachment to me that wasn't a good one. And, you know, I would get sick when I went to that graveyard. And it was wearing on me. And I'm not like a depressive sort of person. And man, the depression was hardcore,
Wow.
and I just like, finally, one day we went back to that graveyard and I'm like, hey, I told Sam, I'm like, I had to have a talk with these people, you know, and I like told him my intentions and why I would come to that graveyard, and always came with the utmost respect. And I was sick of whoever was screwing with me, and I told him I wanted it to stop. They didn't have permission. That, you know, I laid out like for a good 15 or 20 minutes. I was just bitching some spirits out.
So you were feeling like depressed and stuff even away from that spot?
Oh yeah,
So you're going home and having those symptoms?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. And after that, it seemed to get a lot better. So I don't know what it was, but I mean, I had, you know, several psychics and stuff tell me that they felt a weird attachment to something around me, on me, whatever.
This is the cemetery you've told me about before, where like you said you've told them several times, in fact, your intentions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I recognize this now. I need another 30 seconds. I'm drinking a lot of coffee.
Yeah, I saw that comment earlier about ever see somebody standing next to the coffin or whatever. I've never done that, but I've felt a presence there, you know, and the skeptic in me is kind of like, you know, am I just like making this up? Am I, you know, manufacturing these feelings in my own head, or do I really feel the presence of this person here? And I don't know, you know, I always try to debunk it or think that's not logical, but maybe it is.
I didn't mean to just slam the door like that.
I didn't hear it. I was blabbing. Wow. Yeah, something completely different. Like Wolf and me were talking today in a little chat thing about uh, animals and stuff, and apparently he's had a hawk that's been visiting him, and I've said it like several times about the one that has been following me for a while.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've sitting on my back porch here. I had the same hawk like come get, like, it's actually been on the back and the front porch, and it's like come within, almost within touching distance from me, you know. And usually hawks they'll sit up in a tree or on a wire or somewhere, and this thing actually got down, like came down, landed in the yard, and like walked towards me, staring at me the whole time, and just sat there looking at me.
I wonder if you throw a piece of meat to it sometime and then go out there and hold the meat, if you'll like fly to you.
I don't know. It
You
was
could train
weird.
it.
And I'd be like driving somewhere, you know, leaving the neighborhood or something, and there he is, like flying over the car. It's like everywhere I would go, I would see this hawk. And went over to one of my friend's house to visit her, and I was telling her about the hawk, and came home, and it was like 30 minutes later, she was texting me, and she's like, "Hey, guess what?" And I'm like, "What?" She's, "Your hawk is here." It's like, I've never seen a hawk in my yard. You left, and this damn thing just shows up and is hanging out.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah,
It's your spirit animal.
could be. It'd be cool to do a show just on that kind of stuff one night, you know?
Yeah. I had an owl experience I could talk about.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, I've looked up a bunch of info because I mean I would see this hawk like daily, sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day, and so I started reading about hawks. I went into the crystal shop and we were talking. I mean, I got like a couple animal spirit decks and stuff, and I'm talking to my friend. I'm like, "Hey, by the way, what do you know about hawks?" She's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, ones that follow you, stare at
Like
you.
the following kind.
The following hawk, that one. But yeah, Wolfie's had some hawk experiences too, real similar to mine. Yeah, I remember that same year I was in Costa Rica in 1987. I ended up getting really sick for my birthday, no doubt. And yeah, I told you that story when I drank the funky canteen water. Random canteen
The
water.
random, yes, the random canteen
random,
funky water
yeah, random. Never drink random canteen water in the back of a rental car that you don't know where it came from.
in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, in a third world country, yeah. Dysentery is a bitch. But yeah, I was really sick and I was laying in the house trying not to barf on myself or other things. And this bird comes and lands on the windowsill. And my friend, I was like, "Oh wow, check that out! Bird's checking me out." And my friend's like, "Oh no, you know what a bird landing on your windowsill means? That means somebody might die." And I'm like, "That probably is me." That's probably I'll just take one for the team right now because I feel like dying.
That's messed up.
Yeah, I'm thinking, thanks a lot. Make me feel even worse.
Thanks, dude.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that. And I'm like, well,
Mm,
you
now you
already
put
said
it
it.
out there.
Too late.
That's out floating around in the universe.
Yeah. I was so sick at that point. I was actually praying for death.
And what lesson did you learn that day?
Don't drink funky canteen water out of the back of a car that you don't know where it came from. I was really thirsty, though, in my defense. And I really paid for it.
God, I would have just licked the back of my own hand before I sat there even thinking that was a good idea.
Yeah, it was a terrible idea.
You had to have been high.
It was a bad idea. But I was to the point of like, I was ready to drink anything. I'd have probably been better off going and drinking out of a mud puddle, though.
Yeah, with like cows crapping in it.
Yeah, owls are a whole different flock of birds for sure.
I even had like a time like loss, and my sister still laughs at me and says, "Oh, you were just like that's Jamie." No, it was the owl.
Yep.
I followed it. I was like on a windy back road, and this is before I knew about owls and aliens and all this stuff. But I was in my Durango and going down dark windy road, trees and wilderness everywhere, just chilling this road between Livermore and Fremont where she was living. And all of a sudden, like in the moonlight, was this big white owl, and the wingspan was like longer than my car, and it just like was in front of my windshield. like flying with me. Like my car was like, it was like in front of me. It was trippy, just like flying with the car.
Yeah.
So I'm following this owl, you know. Then I get lost. So she's like, "Where are you? What's going on?" I'm like, "I don't know where I'm at." So what'd you do? I said, "I don't know. I just started following this owl," and she starts laughing, like like I was high. No, I swear, there's an owl. But a lot of time had passed that I couldn't account for during. For me, it felt like just a few minutes,
Yeah.
but it was quite some time. And I was 100% sober.
Yeah. I've had some strange owl experiences too. Unfortunately, the one I remember the most though is the one I used to have them out at the old house where I lived at, and like when my dog Tiki was a little tiny wiener dog puppy,
A little tiki.
little tiny Tiki, I would take her out at night, and these damn owls would be up in the trees, and they were like,
Not damn owls. Oh, they wanted to
yeah,
snack on tiki.
yeah, they were big, and one of them swooped down one night, and my dog like
Oh no.
hit the deck like flat. So I made sure and put her on a leash when she was real tiny,
Oh my god.
just in case. I was like, I
That's
don't know.
horrible.
Yeah, I don't want to see this happen. So, but yeah, my dog as a puppy, she knew, especially after one swooped down at her. She was like, she'd go out at night and be all hanging right by me, like, no, they're gonna
Oh,
come snatch me up.
that's scary. Their little instincts.
Yeah, yeah. Wanted a hot dog dinner. And I never really realized how big they were until my brother showed up out there. I used to have my surfboard shop out there at my house, and he worked out there with me as well. And he showed up one evening, and just before sundown, and an owl swooped down. He didn't even know it. Like, he was telling me on the phone, he's like, "Man, I thought I just hit something." And he came pulling down the driveway, and he hit an owl. The owl swooped down, and the top of his car, just above the windshield where the surf racks were, this owl was dead, stuck in the roof racks. And yeah, man, the wingspan on this thing was like,
Insane.
yeah, 4 or 5 foot wingspan. It was huge. It was a big owl. It
Wow.
it
Big
was,
old talons, huh?
yeah. Got a close up look at how big they actually were. It was kind of sad though.
Well, yeah. I don't want to, it's not the way I like to look at my
Yeah,
house, but
exactly. Dead, stuck in the roof racks.
the tongue hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Debbie's just messing with me. After all, I am the one that posted a picture of my hot dog when she was a puppy in a pot on the oven. And said, like, "Hey, I'm having hot dogs for dinner. Anybody want to come over?" As my dog just had that look like, not cool, dude.
Like, for real.
Yeah, really?
Like,
Stuff
we're doing this now.
we're doing this. The stuff I got to put up with, you humans.
Humans do some messed up stuff to their animals for our entertainment.
Yeah, Debbie, if you send it to me, I can put it up on the screen. As long as you ain't sending me the porno,
Son's not gonna get us kicked off of YouTube. It's like the Reiki meditation music he's got on there. Does that app run off of Wi-Fi or no?
Yeah, I believe it does.
Can it run without Wi-Fi too?
I do not know.
There's the picture. You've got mail.
Ba-ding. Okay, I just saved the picture. Now I just got to find it. You think that would be easy? I got a lot of crap on my desktop. Here we go.
Rose, right?
Yeah, Wolfie the Hawk's over here. The ones that's been following me. It's a big hawk. Really pretty though.
We have red-tailed hawks out here.
Yeah, those are awesome. Oh, porno. Oh, bummer. So yeah, there's the picture that Debbie sent me, and you got to tell everybody, Debbie, what might be in this picture. And no, she wasn't vaping.
I know that was going to be my first question, but I figured that already been ruled out. That's not smoking.
Do you remember that weird picture I showed a while back of a girl standing there with this weird centipede-looking smoky thing?
Vaguely.
If I knew where it was, I'd show it, but it'd take me an hour to find it right now. Maybe next week. Yeah, if anybody listening, if you guys have pictures or anything, you know, anything, pictures or video, we can share it here and everybody can see it. I got pictures of the hawk too. I'm not just making it up. I have pictures of him really close up. And even as I was taking pictures, a lot of times, you know, animals and stuff are like, oh, hell no, camera. It's going to steal me. This hawk would just sit there and just look at me like, you can take my picture. Yeah, bald eagle sightings are pretty rare.
There's a lake out here that I would fish at all the time. And there was an eagle nest nearby, and he would always fly around the boat. Like you'd see him out there. Yeah, I was looking on the inside. That's where I was looking. Yeah, up in there. That's the part that was catching my eye.
Yeah, I don't know how it looks on the screen, but it looks like a face right there for sure. Kind of almost like a skull or something. Blow it up too much, it's going to get pixely.
What compelled you to want to take the picture right then? So that's like our intuitions.
Yeah.
When we just like it feels random to us. Like, oh, I just randomly did this, and we feel like we don't know why. Like, I don't know why I did that. Yes, we are, Lori. We're gonna check out some of this app here that Rob has loaded up.
I'm looking for this other picture. There we go. No, that's not it. That's a different one. There we go. Finally. There's one of the ones that
Oh wow,
keeps following Wolfie.
that's your hawk?
That's
Or
Wolfie's.
Wolfie's.
Yeah.
Did he land on that little tree branch like that? Is he standing on that twig? How's that twig not bending down from his weight? Or is he just starting to land on it?
It was funny. There's a school is right down the road. Like go out my road, take a right, go straight down, and there's a school. I actually went to 7th grade there, and Sam and me were driving by one day, and she's like, "No way! Look at that! There's an owl on top of the building." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "No, turn around. There's an owl up there. What's an owl doing sitting on top of the building in the middle of the daytime?" We turned around. We went back in there. And we were like taking pictures and looking at this owl, and I'm like, then it hit me. It's like, that owl's not real. He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "It's not moving. It's a fake owl." I think the owl, if I remember right, that's like the mascot for the school. Sure enough, it's a fake owl. Damn thing looked real though. Had us both like tripping out on it. This big owl just sitting up on top of the building.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, now I drive by it and I'm like,
It's like a totem.
Yeah. Yeah, the pictures I have they're Hawks was just hanging out, and I'm like, I'm gonna take some pictures of this guy. He was just sitting there looking at me as I was looking at him.
So he was looking at you, looking at him.
Yep. Like, okay, photo shoot.
Click.
All right. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, we got 20 minutes. Should we
Yeah.
fire her up?
Take a listen and see what we hear here. I'm running this straight off the app. No nothing. This is exactly right off the box.
Well,
So, any spirits here know what we've been talking about this evening? Can you tell us about any spirit animals or anything like that?
Here.
Or even say what the picture is that's up on the screen right now?
Found the that's you
Say like towel or out towel.
It's kind of what it sounded like. Towel or talon? Does have talons. Can you tell us what kind of bird it is? This is an app, Larry, that I'm beta testing right now. First time I've really run it. It's one of Matt Payne's newest ones that'll be coming out soon.
Is there like a like a female murmuring sound back there too? Like a very low woman like like right there. Right there.
I don't hear it in my headphones.
Lori, do you hear like a woman? To repeat me, woman? See, like when there's no sound, or do you have a TV on in the house, or anybody
Yeah,
talking
I
in
think
another room?
I think Darcy's watching the show out in the living room.
Like a breathing. Right there.
It has like a static white noise thing you can do.
Does it let you adjust like the speed and everything?
Yeah, it's got a sweep rate.
Anybody want to help us test? Does anybody want to help us test this app to see if you can talk to us through it? The one that Rob is using. If you want to help, can you say help or test?
But it said something have.
You can talk to us through it. Do you have the white noise on it right now?
That's the white noise.
Oh, because I almost hear like a wavy kind of sound built into it then.
Yeah, I'm hearing.
Are you outside, Christina?
And I think this is doing a sweep of like radio stations.
Oh, okay, I was wondering. Can you tell us what day of the week it is? The name of the show?
Did it just say human?
I don't know. The words are kind of broken up, like the distant, like the time between the syllables is too fast or cut off.
Yeah, I don't know where that kind of sweep spot is yet.
But it's not the actual, I don't think. Well, maybe it is since it's radio stations.
Is there anybody that can hear us that wants to come through? Something maybe. It also has an echo feature on it. Before.
Are they helping you tune it?
Yeah, this is the first time I've run it, so if you guys want to help, you're welcome to.
Really excited.
It was something, but I didn't catch it.
Go.
Oh, that was you. I thought my.
Vaping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was sitting on mine or something. I was like, what?
Yeah, if it's at St. Augustine Medical Center, that's pretty weird because this is internet, like shoutcast radio, I think. All right, we'll catch you later, Rose. Thanks for dropping in.
Good night, Rose. He said click. And I went, click.
Yeah.
Like Cartman.
They're telling me to help the patients at the hospital. Maybe I should go back there and do another ghost box session. Should I go back to the hospital and do another session there?
More. Yes.
You said ask or ass? I'm not sure.
I said ask. Are any of you from the hospital?
Speaking of. Check. You hear a little bit of echo right there?
Yeah.
Well,
That was something, but I didn't catch it. Check. So I'll ask again, should I go do another session at the hospital?
What is that? You hear that, right?
What's that?
The beeping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, the beeping? Like, tell me you're hearing stuff too.
I don't hear any beeping. What?
What? I don't hear nothing.
The voices in my head. Yeah, it kind of did sound like a hospital monitor beep.
Oh, yeah, huh? Like a EKG or whatever. That was good. Who said that? Christina? Very good. Can you make it beep again? Are you in the hospital?
That's Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum.
Okay, that was definitely something off the radio.
Definitely a radio ad.
Like, if you come to the hospital, bring me some Wrigley's Spearmint Gum. Yeah, like I say, this is it's my first time running this, and this is just a beta test, so this app's probably going to change just a little bit. You're getting to hear the first of it. It's your dad's favorite gum, huh? Could have been a message. It's kind of weird that of all things on my desktop right now, there's gum on my desktop. And it's spearmint too. Wow.
Wow. Is it Wrigley's?
Now, it's not Wrigley's, but it is spearmint.
Wow.
Wow, it said. Wow.
Oh, man. So you guys are hearing us, huh? There's the beeps again.
Or is it a train horn?
Ulrich wants to know if there's any spirits that passed away from the coronavirus. You know, that one that's not contagious. Not really sure when it's going to come out yet, Lori, but knowing Matt, it won't be too long. He'll have it dialed in.
I kind of heard that one again. We only have a few minutes left. Is there anything you'd like to say before we have to shut it down? Give Rob a sign if he should go back to the hospital. Please. If Rob should go back to the hospital, can you give him a sign?
This is a new app from Matt Payne at Paranormal Shadow Investigations that should be coming out fairly soon. I'm not going to say the name of it yet just because I haven't talked to Matt about it. So it could change a little bit. By next week, maybe I'll have the full one going. And speaking of future shows, since we're at the end of this one, anybody that watched Paranormal Soup the other night with Chris Garcia, he's going to be on the show with Jamie and me the 12th of next month. Which is a Wednesday. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that. But yeah, February 12th. Chris Garcia will be on the show.
That'll be a good time.
Yeah.
And this Sunday, I don't know. Is there a flyer out yet for Sunday?
I do not know.
I was kind of looking around today for it.
Yeah, Debbie, it's got a sweep rate on here. I've been sliding it back and forth a little bit.
Just a little bit.
All right.
But is what I was going to say. I don't know where the sweet spot is yet.
Oh yeah, here's our flyer. We have guest Anada Devi, and she's going to be talking about things that do with I know the awakening. I'm trying to pull up.
Oh, yeah.
The truth about life after awakening, intimacy with the infinite. So she's got a book.
Yeah, Jason sent me that, and there it is.
And that's something that I'm always really interested in.
Yeah, that's next week's guest. On Paranormal Soup. Sunday. Yeah, it does have an echo feature on it. And it's acting a little different than it was when I first tried it.
Kind of. Had it.
But cool.
Post it out.
Yeah, hopefully next week we'll get a little bit more with it.
Yeah, and I'll charge my tablet and try that other app again that we just downloaded. I haven't used it since we pulled it up last time
Yeah.
on here. Can I talk, please? They said.
Go right ahead. We're listening.
Almost sound like a kid. If you want to say something, you need to say it now. You're welcome to talk.
Oh,
That was something right there.
It's up.
All right, we're going to say goodnight, spirits, and thanks for coming through if you did.
And I will
And there's the female murmuring again. I think that's your female, Rob.
Might be.
I think it's like picking her up.
She's in the background like, hey, baby. After the dream I had last night. I don't know. Maybe so.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, man. That was a weird dream. I'll have to tell you about that one sometime. That was a weird one. Weird one. But anyway, that's the end of the show. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us.
Good night.
It's now 5 after 2 a.m. in the morning, our time. I don't know what time it is your time, but that's what time it is here.
So 11:05. Mm.
We're going to check out, and we will see you again next Wednesday for Weird Wednesday. And Sunday night for Paranormal Soup. Catch y'all later.